guys, welcome back. It's time for another project. So I got these really high-waisted pants and I'm obsessed with them, but they were made for someone who is really tall and I'm not. So I'm gonna hem them and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Maybe one day I'll find a better way than doing this in my mirror, but until then. Okay, so I actually hemmed one side. I'm gonna show you what that looks like right now, and also the side that is like crazy long. So let's see if I can do this. It doesn't do justice with how long it actually is. Let me do this. It's about that long difference. So I would say like a couple of inches. My socks, love it. So what I did was I actually folded this in and then did I fold it again? Yeah, I did. I folded it twice, so I kind of looped it in. And I honestly just snagged a bobby pin to hold it in place. And I'm going to show you what that looks like real quick. I'm trying to hold this with my knees. Okay, so I basically did that. You can use a pin. That's in fact what you're supposed to use, but that was what I had at my fingertips, so I snagged a bobby pin and it worked. And I'm gonna make sure that it matches this side because this side is basically like all done. I need to cut off the excess because look at all that. That is quite a bit, so I'm gonna cut along there. But I like this length. It's nice because I feel like I can wear it with my sneakers and then also some high heels. And then I'm not tripping over myself, which is wonderful. So let's get sewing. I know I would love to hear what you guys are learning right now in the season that you're in. I know for me personally, I'm in quarantine number 2. I'm not surprised because it's not like it went anywhere, but I just feel like the past several months the Lord has just been teaching me a lot, and I'm excited to roll out some videos that I hope will be encouraging to where you might be at, and I would love to hear what you guys are navigating right now. And yeah, I'll probably go back and forth between some of these projects and my faith, life stuff, community, relationships, all that jazz. Anyways, I say that a lot. Let's start sewing. So I have already done one side, which is helpful, but in order to match the other side, what I have found that is a super easy way to match it is you fold it in half and you make sure it's super flat. Obviously, put it on like a table or the ground. When you measure it out, then you're gonna start basically pinning the bottom of this to make sure that it's actually the same length, because you really don't want two different sides that are different lengths. So the little pins are like these little guys. Woo! I don't know what's going on. Okay. And I'm going to show you an example of how to do that really quick. And then you're going to do it the full way around, and then you're going to basically just start sewing it all together. So I'm going to show you what I do. So I got distracted and I just started, it took me a lot longer than I expected. I just forgot that the second round is generally harder than the first. So I'm gonna show you kind of where I'm at now. Let's see, ta-da! Wow, this is a horrible view. So I just placed all of these guys along here, and that'll hold it together. And basically I'm just folding it in and pinning it where I want it to stay, and I'm gonna sew along this line, and then eventually I'm gonna cut off this excess. But pinning it basically will hold it very securely in place while you sew it. The more pins, the better, depending on how comfortable you feel sewing certain fabrics and how loose the fabric is. I'm not an expert sewer, and it has honestly been forever since I picked up my sewing machine again, but I'm really glad I have it, and it's really nice to use to do something like this. So I'm hoping it could be helpful. You can also hand sew this. It would take a lot longer, but it is possible. So it just depends on what materials that you have and work with what you got. I find a cool view for this, but with where my sewing machine is at and the plug, we're gonna get a view of the lovely trash. But it's fine. I'm just gonna show you guys, do a little time lapse of this so you can kind of get the gist of it. I hope it's helpful and that you enjoy it. So I'm going to finish this up. Just finished putting all of the pins in, and I'm gonna show you how I sew it, and it's pretty simple, and I'll share some simple mistakes that I've done before, but how to avoid them so that it looks a little bit more flawless. My skin looks like it's really oily right now. It's really sweaty. But my eyes look pretty cool in this lighting, so. Once you have your machine set up, basically you're gonna make sure that you have a thread that is the same color as what you're working with. And once you are ready to start sewing, you're gonna basically put it under there and make sure, this is the trick, that your lever is completely down. Because if it's risen, you're sewing and all of this thread is gonna be literally all over the place, and you really don't want that. And then I'm actually using a pedal to sew it with, and that is basically the easiest way that I've found to sew. So I'll show you guys how I do it. Fun shot. So this is gonna show you how I thread it. Oh, I meant to check if it matches. Make sure that both your sides match before you sew it, or else you could still end up with mismatched sides. I'm really glad I double checked that, because I was way off and I was making it a lot harder than it should be. So I'm laying it on the ground completely flat, and then I'm gonna redo it. So I'll show you guys how I do that. And yeah, don't make the same mistake I did. Flat, and look at that difference. My goodness gracious. So I'm gonna redo it. So I triple checked it and we're all good to go. So I'm gonna start sewing. And yeah, I'll show you the final results. Well, we'll show you right there. she wrote. I hope you guys liked this video. I enjoy these little projects, and let me know if you guys want to keep seeing some of this stuff. And I'll be bringing in some more content too that is more like life and faith-based, so keep a lookout for that. And then I've got a couple other projects rolled up my sleeve, so you'll see that soon. And I would totally appreciate if you guys like, share, and subscribe to this video. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great week. Bye!